Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not an editing tutorial, but it means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something on while you work, sometimes the content you like is very visually engaging, and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. It is Wednesday, hump day, the middle of the week. We are almost to the weekend, and I am filming this on a Sunday, thinking ahead of how happy I will be when it is Wednesday, because I have the day off, Thursday and Friday, and my partner does not know. And I feel confident I can say that because they have been busy doing a lot of overtime. So I really don't think they're going to be able to even think about looking at my content before the end of the week. Because they're busy and they just don't knit or care about that kind of stuff. So I feel like I'm a little safe with that. However, I will not reveal why I'm off, just that I am off. Because if they hear that, then they will know more than they need to know. But I will say that is what's happening. Also want to say that I remember last week I mentioned that Hello Kitty was still in her spring dress, and I've been trying to put her in her fall winter dress, but her head is too big. Her head is just too big. I can't. This dress, by the way, used to be mine when I was a little girl, and I keep trying to put it on her, and I don't want to rip it, but her head's too big. The other one's a button up, so it's totally easy, but this one, it has to be pulled over her head. So unfortunately, I might have to put Hello Kitty back in her spring summer dress and just have that as her dress until I can maybe, I don't know. I could probably give this dress back to my aunt and ask her to cut down the whatever where the buttons are and then make a few more buttons so that I can open it more. But in the meantime, I'm gonna put her back in her dress, so you'll see her again and she'll have her spring summer dress on. So it's not that I forgot, it's that her fall dress does not fit her head, and I don't know what to do about that. But yes, we are continuing to work on my cousin's sock. Monday's episode explained all of the details on how we are where we are right now. So if you haven't watched Monday's video, go ahead and click on that. And you'll also see a really cute picture of my cats cozied up on my couch, because that's where they like to be lately. Since it's been cold, which, hallelujah, it's been chilly, it's been rainy. I don't even have my overhead light on, I just have my softbox right now because it's this overcast day and I'm in love with it because it rained this morning, it rained earlier this afternoon. It's just been a dreary day, and it's the perfect day to be inside knitting and filming with you guys. And it's cold. I can wear my hoodie. I have one of my Halloween cat shirts on. I remembered I was just gonna throw on a sweater, but I was like, yeah, I'm feeling a little orangey today. It's time to wear this one. Speaking of cats, before I start knitting, last week on Monday I had to go into work in person to do some stuff, and you guys have probably heard me talk about how I have to go in every now and then. I had to go in on last Friday too. In the evening I was there for some stuff, and one of my coworkers, who is an avid reader, a ravenous reader, she reads so quickly, she reads so often, she picked up some mystery books. She loves a good mystery, but like a nice tame mystery, and she had these books and she brought them in because we were all working together, and she's like, hey, Paws and Pearls, you're a cat person, I have these books with these mysteries and they happen to involve cats, do you want to borrow them from me? And I was like, sure. Hence why I'm off Thursday and Friday. Well, one, it's knitting stuff, and then two, there's some reading involved, and then three is the stuff that I'm not mentioning to my partner because I'm just not. It's a surprise. So I'm going to show you guys, and let me know if you've read any of these, if you're also cat people and you've read any of these. This is Wrong Side of the Paw by Lori Cass. It's very cute. This is Booking the Crook, also by Lori Cass. And she gave me Sophie, oh no, the title is A Case of Cat and Mouse by Sophie Kelly. And she let me borrow, I guess she didn't give me these, she's letting me borrow Cat Me If You Can by Miranda James. Oh, I love the kitty on the cover of this one. Fluffy. And also by Miranda James, same cat, is Careless Whiskers. Very pretty. And so I was like, yeah, I'll borrow these. Like, I was really surprised that she had books that were mystery books with cats, because she's not an animal person. She's highly allergic. I'm honestly surprised she doesn't have like hives when she's interacting with me, because pretty much everything I own has like some bit of cat fur on it, because that's just how it goes. Even though I, do all the things, try to keep my clothes out of reach so they don't rub on them. Try to, if I'm going to work, try to make sure I don't cuddle with my cats right before I leave the house, or if I do, I brush myself off so that I don't have fur on me, because I know some people are allergic to that stuff, and I interact with people when I'm at work, so I try to be cognizant of that. So the fact that she had 5 whole cat mystery books, I was like, heck yeah, I'll borrow these and see what they're about. I'm more of like a VC, well, not a VC Andrews anymore, but I'm like, not even really Stephen King, maybe like James Patterson, maybe. Stephen, like murder mysteries and extra violence and just weird off the wall stuff, and not she loves Harry Potter too, so she's like happy, light-hearted mysteries and magic, and not to say there's anything wrong with that, it's just not the stuff that I usually read. But they has cats in it, so why not? So yeah, I just thought I'd show you guys that, so you could see what I have up ahead the rest of this week. Well, I guess if this is Wednesday when you see this, starting tomorrow, I have a reading marathon now, because I do want to get these back to her pretty soon. But yes. But yeah, it is Wednesday for you. I had to go into work 2 weeks ago. No, it was last week. When you see this, it'll be last week. I went in on Monday and I went in on Friday. And I hope I don't have to go back in. Well, I have to go next week at some point, so I guess there's that. Won't be 100% off the hook for a while, but yeah. I'm honestly trying to plan to have a vacation with my partner very soon. Well, not like soon, but at least plan it, because my partner likes to be outdoors a lot, and they've been really into like unconventional homes lately, like watching people build huts on YouTube out of sticks and clay they have like a large property and they just like make a little hut outside and live off the land for a weekend or something. They love to learn about people who have green living communities and communes where everybody has like recycled rainwater as their plumbing, and greenhouses and stuff. And my partner really, so you guys remember how I was talking about my partner having the shipping container come to our property pretty soon? By the time you see this, I think it's happening this upcoming weekend. I'm honestly not too sure. They're not too sure anymore either, because they understood their parents when they said when they were getting the shipping container. But I was like, alright. So my partner has a lot of electronics, like old video games, some old childhood stuff, like they used to collect Mountain Dew cans from different limited edition runs and things, and so they have that. Video games to go along with the consoles, other computer equipment, old skateboards and stuff, and so all this is coming back. And recently my partner has gone on this bender where they've been buying a bunch of other old electronics, mainly Game Boy DS systems. I think they have Game Boy Advance coming at some point too, if it's not already here by the time I am editing and uploading this video. A lot of DS games, mainly Pokemon games. They've been streaming again, which is nice. So they started streaming again, and they are trying to catch shiny Pokemon. So if you're familiar with the Pokemon Legacy, shiny Pokemon are hard to come by, and if you play the Game Boy games or even the Switch game, what have you, there's like a set amount of chances to encounter each Pokemon and the shiny form and all of that stuff. So they've been working on that, and the fact that they bought all of this other stuff, mind you, they used to be really crazy about Pokemon Go, and they bought several iPhones just to have multiple accounts playing the game at the same time when they went out and about. So my partner has many fortunes worth of electronic goods, yet they want to live in a tiny house. And my partner has like this space station style computer setup where they have about 6 computer monitors. And don't forget that they're getting this jumbo television coming that they absolutely had to have. They could not just say no to their parents. No, we don't need this bulky television. They said, sure, bring it on over. I will gladly take this 65 inch television. That's right. I thought it was 55. They're like, no, it's 65. I'm like, Anywho, how are you going to have a tiny house? I would say your tiny house is probably just going to be a giant closet for all of your material possessions. There's no way you could have all of this stuff and live in a compact place. And by the time we would be able to afford to have one built or buy a property and have, depending on how you would provide utilities for it, either running electricity or having solar panels, and how you get your water and your plumbing and all that, we would probably still have our 2 cats, or at least some kinds of pets. So pets, 2 people, crazy ton of electronics, and then me and my ample amount of yarn and clothes. I don't think they are being realistic. Now, if we were minimalists, sure, I could see it working, but we're not. My partner is equally as obsessed with material items as I am, and I just think it's preposterous that they'd even fathom trying to have a sustainable life like that. But with that being said, I've been planning to propose to my partner, not propose, but to suggest to them that we book a vacation in a tiny home for, a weekend, a long weekend sometime when they have a chance to use their PTO. We can go up to some kind of forest reserve where there are tiny houses for rent or something like that on a campground. There are some places that do that where they offer like little cabin type situation, and I'm like, this would be great. We can get away, you could be in nature, just a chance to unplug, and we can try out tiny home living for 4 days or something like that. So I don't know if we want to do it during the winter breaks that we have, like Christmas through New Year's, but it would be something nice to try. Perhaps I think they'd be interested, but I haven't booked anything because I don't know when they get time off, and I don't know when I can take time off. So it's more like I owe you a vacation. Here is my plan. Here's my idea. Let me know what works for you and we can make it happen. So that's my thoughts. But no, I think it'd be nice to have like a she shed or something where I have just a studio off of the property where I can knit, and if I was living like that. Right now I'm just like, if I can get a townhouse with 2 to 3 bedrooms with one room dedicated to crafting and stuff, that's all I would be happy with. That would keep me content. And then the gravy would be if I had a property with a she shed or something where I just had my own room, my own facility dedicated to all of my hobbies. Then that would be cool too. But I think that's more like if I won the lotto or something, I think I've knit too many times. What do you guys think? Have I been just knitting and rambling and not keeping track? I have a feeling that's what's going on. But let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, okay. 13. I've knit that long and you guys didn't even say, hey, you should be using your stitch counter, Missy. No one even stopped me. I see how it is. That's okay. That is perfectly fine. But I'm liking whatever this color is. Have I seen? Oh yeah, I did. That color was mostly the heel area and a little bit around the instep. So I like that I can see more of it now. I really like this teal. Of course it's teal, this color, because that's one of my favorite colors. But let me know in the comments if you are a tiny house, tiny home living enthusiast. Do you appreciate the concept of tiny home living? I would like to know your thoughts. I remember I don't think it's so much of a fad anymore, but I remember maybe, gosh, has it even been that long? Maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it was like a really big thing where there were series, TV shows about it, a lot of YouTube content on tiny home living, and just the whole small home kind of idea, and even like unconventional living. Like I converted this shipping container into my house, or I live in a bus, or I live in a an old air hangar, or I live in a houseboat, and all kinds of things where people are just finding ways to make their home in a place where they don't have to take up a lot of space, they don't have to build anything new. And another thing, like maybe right when I got out of college, I was hearing so much about like micro apartments that were even smaller than a studio. It was almost just like a motel room kind of a situation, and community living, like where you just have a room. So more like boarding houses or boarding rooms, or SRO, single resident occupancy type situations where you have just your bed and your bathroom, maybe, or you have a communal bathroom, and it's basically like a dormitory or a hostel, and you just live in a community with other people. But some of the places I had read articles about, they were still charging as much rent, regionally, that it would cost to live in like a single, like a one bedroom. So you have more stuff you have to share, and you're still paying the same amount of rent as if you had your own apartment, which seemed a little crazy to me. But let me know if that kind of stuff interests you, or if you already live in an environment like that. I'd be curious to know if anyone who's watching is actually part of that community lifestyle. I personally am such like an introvert, and of course everyone who always says that on YouTube, it's like, how could you be an introvert? Well, I don't have to talk directly to you live at this point. Maybe one day I will be able to, but I don't even have 1,000 subscribers, and that's the condition if you want to do it through YouTube. But as far as like direct engagement with people, I don't have to do that. And if I feel like not filming, then I just don't film. But when you're on all the time, where you have to like be smiley and happy and have conversations with people, that gets tiring. I already do enough of that at my job when we're like in person, and it's not actually something that is the fun part of my job. So it's like interacting with humans is like strains. It strains me. So the fact that I would be in an environment where I have to interact with people in every single part of my day except for when I'm in my room asleep, I'm like, that's not my jam. So I'm interested to hear if any of you actually prefer that. I just like to be in my own private home, doing my own private things when I want, eating when I want, not having to wait in line for the bathroom, not having to hope somebody else cleans it if they made a big mess in there. Thankfully, one of the perks of my townhouse is that I don't have to share laundry anymore, which has been probably the highlight of living in this townhouse, is that I can wash my laundry in my pajamas, and I don't have to like leave my house to do it. I don't have to go get quarters or anything to use the laundry machine. I don't have to worry about somebody taking my stuff out if it's done and I, fell asleep in the middle of laundry or something. Or like a couple weeks ago, Kabu threw up a horrible hairball on the blanket that she's on in the picture from Monday, and it's her favorite blanket, and I'm like, oh, I guess I just gotta wash this right now. And it's not like, oh no, I have to go put on a full outfit, make sure I have enough quarters on hand, go downstairs, wait for an available machine just to wash one item, you know, so it's like, ah, so nice. So I do prefer single resident living and not a communal resident living. But I could see there being pluses too, especially if you're more social, would like more people to be able to check on you, or you know, you're just getting on your feet and might not know how to live as a individual yet. You can kind of get yourself acclimated to that life. Okay, so we just finished another speedy round. That was our 15th, so we have 5 more rounds to go before I can reserve half of my stitches and then start doing the heel. So I will see you for Friday with another video. Bye!